Hey everybody, welcome back to another weekly project update. And I know what you're thinking, you're supposed to be past this point by now, and you're not wrong, I am. But if you guys remember from last time, me and Eric got to talking about going bracket racing, and well, my attention kind of shifted in that direction. I love bracket racing. I may not be great at it, but I do love it. And yes, we did end up going. Friday night, we put Eric in the car, and he made, I don't know, 7 or 8 passes that night, and didn't do terrible. We figured out a couple things about the car. 60 foot's a little depressing, but we work with it. As it turns out, car's best pass over the weekend was a 927 in the 8th mile at like 75, 76 miles an hour, which isn't terrible considering how much that thing weighs. Saturday we show up, and he decides he's gonna put me in the car. Huge mistake, because I had never driven this car, you know, in that capacity prior to past Saturday. And when it was all said and done, I went 2 rounds and out. Ended up getting the 60 foot down into the 208 range, and on the brakes managed to go we went 930 in time trials, and then on the brakes we went 943 in eliminations. So chances are there's a mid-teen in there somewhere, but it was actually pretty fun. It'd been a long time since I'd actually driven a bracket car, or participated in a bracket race of any kind. I think the last time I actually bracket raced was like 2018, and of course the last full season I ever ran was like 2013, so it'd been a couple days. So I was a little rusty. My reaction times were nothing to write home about, but we did have a good time. It was great. We kind of had to dance around the rain a little bit. When it was all said and done, they eventually had to call the race because of the rain. I think they were down to 6 in Super Pro, and I think 4 or 6 in no box. And yeah, but it was a good time. We had a lot of fun, figured out some things about the car, and Eric's talking about doing it again, so chances are we'll bring you some more footage from that from the next time we go. As far as me, well, I'm still back in the shop now. Got our center section for our 8 3/4 rear end in this box right here. For those of you who probably know what this is, I'm not going to let the secret out because the rest of y'all may not know yet, and it's going to make this car a lot of fun. As soon as I get the cylinder head torqued, I'm going to level this back off, drop some lifters in this thing, measure for push rods, because the rocker shafts I have won't accept standard, ball end to push rods. It's going to take ball and cup style, so I'll get my tool out to measure for that. And then I think I'll shift my attention to the rear axle, start getting that thing put together. And then as soon as the field dries up, because if you haven't paid attention in North Texas, it has been raining like crazy lately. So everything behind the shop is just a giant bowl of soup. And I'll go out there and I've got another 727 out there with some really good parts in it. I'm going to cannibalize 2 to build 1 that'll work in this car just the way I want it to. That's kind of where we're at. Hopefully you guys, whatever projects you're working on, or if you went racing this past weekend, tell us where you went racing. How did it turn out? What did you drive? Like, what do you have? If you're a bracket racer, if you're a heads up guy, small tire, big tire, no prep, no time, tell us about it. Want to hear about it, because we like all types of racing. But until next time, thank you guys so much for supporting us. Thank you for following along. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll see you again soon.